in the sixth letter. As many of the letters, this letter is about tzedakah, is about charity. And each one that we speak about that is about charity gives a different angle. We begin with a quote from Mishlei, Proverbs, from King Solomon, Azarei tzedakah schar emes, the one who sows tzedakah, charity, has a reward of truth, which sounds like it's a truth that's given by God as a reward from above. What does that mean exactly? So it says, Titein emes leYaakov. You give truth to Yaakov, to Jacob, meaning it's granted from above, from God. What does that mean exactly? The Alter Rebbe questions. Is not Yaakov, Jacob, our forefather, a man of truth? Is it God that needs to give him truth? Is he not truth himself? So to understand this, we need to understand the uniqueness of Jacob, the third of the forefathers. Abraham is the embodiment of kindness. Yitzchak is the embodiment of gevura, of severity, of refrain. Abraham is love, Yitzchak is awe, and Yaakov is the embodiment of compassion. He is the embodiment of compassion. To serve God through compassion. How do you serve God through compassion? So, of course, the simple thing would be, well, you have compassion for others. Well, before you can have compassion for others, you need to have compassion for yourself. How do you have compassion for yourself? So the Alter Rebbe explains. The compassion is over the peace of God that you have in you, the divine spark in your soul. Why compassion for that? In a sense, it's like having compassion for another. To have compassion for your animal soul. Oh, poor thing, let me feed it. Let me give in to its drives. It's like saying to an addict, oh, here's money. You know, what you're doing is giving them a way that they can give into their drive, into their addiction. So to have compassion over my faults, my failings, my challenges. So, oh, well, not so bad. Have compassion. Be easy on yourself. Have another slice of lemon meringue pie. Right? That's misplaced compassion. That's having compassion for the addict. So where do you have compassion? For where you wouldn't think to have compassion, and that's for the divine spark that's within you. And why do you need to have compassion? After all, it's the divine spark of God that's in my soul. What do you need to have compassion for? Because it's distant from God. What does that mean, it's distant from God? Well, it's in a body that has an agenda other than goodness and godliness. It's in a world that's full of vanities, that is being driven to be engaged in those things. Have compassion upon that. Have compassion over that part in you. Alter Rebbe explains how in a deeper, more profound way. We know that God is creator. And as we learned actually in the previous letter, he creates this world with the letter Hey, the spiritual worlds with the letter Yud. What is that? To give us an understanding that before God, everything is nothing. What does that mean? Well, just like one letter compared to my power of speech or to my to my emotions or to my intelligence is literally nothing comparably. Or, in comparisons, the letter hey, compare that to my capability of all of my speech, of my thoughts, my emotions that are beyond language, my intelligence, likewise. There's no comparison. It's totally incomparable, insignificant. Not the effect of a word. A word could be very effective, right? In a positive or a negative way. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about the fact of one letter compared to you. It's nothing. You compare a letter, there's anything comparable to that? No. So God creates the world, meaning this world, before God, is nothing. He has to contract so much on him to come. One letter makes this world. That's really nothing. What does that mean? It means everything of this world is temporal. Everything of this world is a vanity in reference to God. However, that is all the creative process of God, right? Which ultimately comes combinations, the letters, combinations, the letter substitutional letters, as we explained, and therefore we have a variety and multiplicity in creation, right? But before God, it's nothing. The essence of God. In other words, the essence of God hasn't changed because he has created anything. Just like if I say the letter hey, did that change me? Is it relative to me? Nothing. Now, infinitely more before God, who is truly infinite, the creation is nothing. Before he created the world, he's alone. After he creates the world, there is nothing else but him, nothing. No effect in the eyes of the Creator. Now, that's creation, but that's not my soul. My soul, on the other hand, it comes from him, of him. I'm not part of the creative process, my soul, but it's a part of him. So look at the contrast over here. Me, I'm a part of him. And what does he do? He puts me into this place, into this world that is completely removed from him. Removed in the sense that it doesn't have any effect on him. It's totally beyond him. He's totally beyond it. It is as nothing, like one letter compared to me, what I am. Much more so, but that's at least something that we can have a parable to appreciate that idea. But me, my soul, is a part of him. Ooh. Now I'm going to have compassion because he put me into a body that has an agenda that's not unto God. Not only that, not unto God, it has lusts and desires that are going to move me away from the connection that I have, that I am a part of God. If it were not for God to give me the capability to triumph, as we say, Master of our strength, shield of our salvation, we say in davening every day, extolling God that he is giving us, through his compassion, giving us the capability that we can provide the light and power to transform our puny powers to be able to triumph over the body and its passions. That's the compassion we need to have. It's a powerful idea. Again, it's counterintuitive because we think about compassion about our weaknesses that we have, that we're going to be compassionate for that, don't come down on yourself so much. But that's, again, misplaced compassion. That's like, to the addict, telling them, well, here's some money. I have compassion on you. Go get yourself lunch. Yeah, right. They're not getting themselves lunch. They're an addict. Your Yetzer Hara, your evil inclination, your body and its lusts and its desires, giving compassion with it's going to take you to lunch. Or it's going to, right? But to have compassion on that which is a part of God that's within me, and to recognize that if it's not for the power that God gives me the capability, how could I overcome? The way God He creates a world that's nothing before Him, that is distant from Him. Distant in the sense that distant from the essence of Him. It's only a letter that creates this world. Just like one letter that I say, hey, that's very distant from me and who I am in my core and essence. Imagine from God. That distance means that there isn't an open and obvious revealed connection to Him. That's my body. That's the world around me. But yet He puts a piece of Him in me, in my soul. Now, how am I going to be able to deal with and overcome the lusts and the passions that the body has? I need God's compassion that I can overcome. I need Him to give me the strength that I could do it. That's the compassion we have over our situation, and eliciting the divine compassion from God to give us the strength to overcome. Powerful idea, folks. I hope that was clear, because that is something to live with. Did I miss somebody or a question? Yelena from Florida. Or Rachel from Queens. Yes, Linda from the Netherlands. Hello. Dimitra from Montreal. All right, fellow Montrealer. Thomas, a good Woche. Osnat from Amsterdam. Good afternoon. Diane from London, Ontario. Good morning. Charlene from Pittsburgh, Boker Tov. Heather from Norwalk. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining. John from North Carolina, good morning. Julie from Florida. Pamela from Virginia. Rena from Colorado. Cynthia's with us from Idaho. Shavua Tov. A reminder, I have a class tonight, folks. 6:30 at Chabad CK. Cindy, she's more compassionate of others than myself. Well, yeah, because this is a unique way to be compassionate for ourselves. If we can be compassionate for ourselves this way, we'll have a different kind of compassion towards others, a much deeper one. Yeah, I'm not certain it's about making you feel good. It's maybe the compassion is to bring you to do good and to overcome the challenges of life. Pablo, thank you for joining. Karen, thank Thank you. Angela from New Jersey. Cindy says she's compassionate on others and they take advantage of my compassion. So then it might be a misplaced compassion then. Or maybe we need to try this kind of compassion first and then have compassion upon others. And no one can take, if they're taking advantage of your compassion, somebody like the addict is taking care of taking advantage of your compassion because it's a misplaced compassion. Compassion doesn't mean that it's right just because you have compassion. Again, for the addict, you don't have compassion to give them money. Might have compassion in another manner, but if it's expressed by giving money, then that's not an act of compassion. That's an act of destruction. So the word compassion does not mean that it's good or holy. It depends where. The way we just described, it's really good or really holy. Irene from Philadelphia, Boca Tov from Washington State. Robin is with us. And can you join this class virtually? Yes, it's on afterwards. Tim Shavuot Tov from Texas. Oh. We're using it, Tim. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate. How do you limit your compassion, Cindy's asking. Again, if it's in the right place, I'm not certain where the limitations are. You know, this sounds more like a question of therapy, which I can't answer right now. But I think if we follow this path, maybe we'll be able to get some answers. All right, folks. Again, a reminder, Torah studies tonight, worthwhile, 6:30, Chabad ZK on Facebook. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from my home in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you, Tanya. Have a wonderful day. Shavuot Tov, good Tvach, a wonderful, good week. And don't forget, sharing is caring.